I mean, just buy. I like my funds. I think we're picking good stocks for the long run. Just go online, EuroPacificFunds.com, read about them, read the prospectuses, and invest in the ones that you think are right for you. What do you think about investing in Florida beachfront condo? Look, I think it's probably not a good idea. I think real estate is going down. I recently sold a property in Florida. I lost a bunch of money on it. I owned it for about 8 years. I didn't buy it as an investment. I mean, in fact, I didn't even want to buy it. I bought it for my mother to live in. I told you she recently moved in with us. She's living with us in Puerto Rico and Connecticut. So I sold the house that I owned that she was living in, and I took a bath on it. But I still think there's a lot more downside in some of that Florida real estate. John DePanther, do you think the globalists will use the coronavirus as plausible deniability for all the financial chaos? Look, a lot of people are going to use the coronavirus as a scapegoat. I mean, they always do. I think Trump is going to blame the recession and the bear market on the coronavirus. I mean, I think he was going to blame it on the Fed, but then the coronavirus came along and it's an even better scapegoat. And of course, governments always take advantage of any crisis to expand their power and to destroy individual liberty and rights. I mean, we lost a lot of freedom after 9/11. We lost more freedom after the financial crisis, and we're about to lose a lot more freedom on the coronavirus, right? The government's always able to get away with stuff that they would never get away with unless everybody thought it was a crisis. Once you have a crisis situation, the politicians could do all sorts of stuff that if there wasn't a crisis, they would never be able to get through. Politicians would not be able to pass this stuff. But once you get this mentality, right, then everything's on the table. And so that's why, my father used to tell me that America lost every war. Even though we won the wars, we lost every war because we always ended a war with less freedom than when we began the war. Because during wartime, politicians are labeled to pass laws and regulations and taxes that the public would not allow during peacetime. But once there's a war and you have that mentality, then people don't oppose these things. The problem is when the war is over, the government never surrenders that wartime power. They never roll back the taxes or the regulations that were imposed during wartime. We just wait till we get the next war, and then we get even more taxes, even more regulations. The taxes from the 1942 victory tax to win the Second World War, those temporary taxes to win the Second World War, they're still here. The withholding tax, when Americans get their income withheld from their pay, that was a temporary wartime tax. That's when it started. And people still have withholding today. I mean, we won World War II in 1945. Why is a World War tax still in effect today? World War II tax. Because the government never surrenders power once it usurps it. And so the same thing is going to happen here. They're going to grab more power, and it's unfortunate. Let me see. Would you still recommend gold money? Thinking about taking my tax refund? Yes, I still recommend gold money. Just make sure that don't expect, all personal phone calls. You got to be able to go on there and figure out what to do and go online and, and open your account and fund your account. And you got to answer all the KYC questions. It's a complicated process now. I mean, it's not that gold money wants to ask all those questions. They're required to put you through the ringer. Now, if you don't want to go through the ringer, just call up Schiff Gold. It's a lot easier, right? Which is a division of gold money. Just buy some gold through Schiff Gold, a lot less paperwork because, you don't have all those concerns. You're just buying gold and we're mailing it to you. Easy peasy, right? So if you want to do it easy, you can go through Schiff Gold. But when you go through Schiff Gold, you're working with gold money because gold money owns Schiff Gold. But you can also go to the gold money platform and just go goldmoney.com. By the way, too, you can also go to Monet.com if you want to buy some gold jewelry made out of 24 karat gold. That's another way to own gold. It's an expensive way to own gold, but it's a really cheap way to own jewelry, right? You're going to pay a higher premium when you buy the gold, although sometimes there's a sale and you actually get to buy the jewelry for the melt value of the gold. So when that happens, I don't even know why they do that. Because, if up to me, I wouldn't be giving away that jewelry. It's really nice jewelry. But sometimes they do that and you can get lucky and you can buy the jewelry just for the melt value of the gold. And in fact, the people that were buying Monet jewelry when I first started recommending it a few years ago, if they don't like the jewelry they bought, they can sell it back to Monet and get more money than they paid. When can you do that? When can you buy a piece of jewelry or any product, retail, brand new, never used, buy it retail wear it, use it for 3 years, and then return it and get back more money than you paid. You can't do that with any other retail product other than the jewelry that you buy at Monet.com. Anyway, let me see. Joe Roth, do you think there's demand for an unregulated, unseizable, limited supply global payment system? Oh, yeah. So that's a backdoor Bitcoin question. No, I don't think there is demand for Bitcoin. First of all, if there was demand for Bitcoin, a lot more people would be using it right now. People are speculating on Bitcoin, right? They're speculating that in the future, it's going to be all this stuff. It's going to be digital gold. It's going to be a medium of exchange. All this stuff is going to happen. It's all gambling. I don't think it's ever going to happen because there's over 5,000 other cryptocurrencies that, they're no really different than Bitcoin. They can come up with any new cryptocurrencies whenever they want. There's an unlimited potential supply of cryptocurrencies. So no, I think all of the effort and all of the money that is being spent to promote Bitcoin is a waste. I wish it was all being spent to promote gold, right? Everybody is trying to reinvent the wheel, right? They think they need digital gold. They don't. We got the real thing. We've got real money, and that's gold, right? And it still works. And no, I'm not living in the Stone Age. I'm not living in the horse and buggy age, right? I'm not somebody who's stubbornly riding horses saying that automobiles aren't going to work. I'm not refusing to watch talking movies. Like I want to just watch silent movies because I think the talkies are a fad. No, that's not what it is, right? Gold has been around for thousands of years, right? It's gone through all those other advancements, right? And Bitcoin is not going to replace it. The reason I haven't embraced Bitcoin is because I'm smart enough to know it's not going to work. That's the reason. Now, yes, had I been smart enough to realize so many people would fall for it, yes, I could have bought it when I first learned about it, and I would have long since been out of it. So yeah, I could have made a bunch of money by getting in early and getting out. But I didn't do that, okay? So I didn't do that. But I'm not going to make the mistake of buying it now. I'm not going to be a bag holder. The people who buy it now are going to be left holding the bag. All you're doing if you buy it now is you're letting somebody else get out. That's all you're doing. You're somebody else's exit strategy. Okay, let me see. Peter, I lost. This is Brick Dictator. Oh. Peter, I lost most of my money in Thailand in the bot in 2016, in part thanks to you. No, Peter, I have most of my money in Thai bot, earning interest since 2016, in part thanks to you. Thai bot fall will stabilize. Yes, I think the bot will stabilize. I mean, a lot of these emerging market countries currencies have been hit based on the belief that the dollar will keep rising. Once people realize that that's not going to happen, that the dollar is going to crash, I think all these emerging market currencies, or not all of them, but most of them, the good ones, are going to have big rallies. And that's one of the reasons that I'm buying emerging market stocks. And I have an emerging market fund. That's one of the 5 funds that I have in the Euro Pacific Fund family, is a fund that invests in emerging market stocks. Let me see. Are you afraid that instead, this is from VB in Canada, are you afraid that instead of a gold standard, they will use the crash to set up an international crypto-backed SDR that they could look? I don't think there's going to be a one world currency. Now, is it possible that central bankers, if they survive this, will they in the future issue cryptocurrencies the same way they issue physical currency? Yeah, they might. I mean, they may make a cryptocurrency, like the Federal Reserve can come up with a crypto dollar that has a 1-to-1 exchange rate with a real dollar. In fact, they could eliminate all paper currency and just only issue cryptocurrency, but it wouldn't have any more value than the paper currency. The only way to have a cryptocurrency have value is to back it by real money, which you could do. If a central bank, let's say the Chinese central bank, decided to issue a digital currency backed by gold and redeemable gold, it would work like a champ. Now, of course, all the other central banks would try to crack down on it and prevent people from using it because, real money works better than fake money. Real money holds its value. The central bankers are inflating the currency they're printing. So you're guaranteed loser if you hold on to dollars. But if you have gold, then it's going to store its value. I mean, the best combination is having gold digitally, right? Using gold with a cryptocurrency, or what gold money tried to do. See, gold money can store gold and everybody can just exchange their gold ownership by transferring ownership electronically in their gold money account. So if I wanted to buy something from somebody in Thailand and he was going to send it to me, if we both have gold money